You guys, Indiana sports is having a moment right now. The Colts are looking pretty good. IU football's actually playing football right now, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
And the name Mackenzie's popping off. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but IU basketball, men and women's, both have a Mackenzie.
Okay.
Mackenzie, all I'm saying, it's making sense. It's making sense. But Bailey and I are here to unpack all of the chaos, the hope that's around IU sports, and also the delusion. So I cannot wait to get into it with you. I've got one of my favorite people joining me. She's huge in the sports media world. She's killing it. Bailey Jackson. She's a sports girly at heart, a Chicago resident right now. Hopefully you move to New York soon. That's a pipe dream of mine. One day. But also she's someone who understands the roller coaster of IU athletics. So I cannot wait to get into it with you.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to get into how you got into sports media, because I feel like from what I've researched, you kind of had a very similar journey as me. We didn't start off going into sports media, but somehow you ended up here. So how did you go from, I think it was accounting or business to
sports. Yeah.
Okay,
so
how'd
it's
that
kind of
happen?
a long story, and I'll make it as short as possible for you, but still give you the details. So I went to IU freshman year, was majoring in marketing. That's why I went to the university. Is I wanted to be in the Kelley School of Business. Like that was the goal at first. And then I saw a family friend of mine who was a senior when I was a freshman do sports broadcasting, and she was posting on Instagram, and it looked so fun. And at the time when I was a freshman, we had a really good basketball recruiting class. So there was a lot of hype around the basketball team, the athletic program in general.
What year was that?
That was 2018. So that would have been like Romeo Langford's year.
Yes.
And like they had recruited a lot of like really high profile Indiana folks.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about Romeo. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, kind of. I think
Mine was like
everybody's
Victor Oladipo, and like Paul George was like very beginning when I got there.
Yeah.
Or he was leaving almost at that time. Okay, Romeo Langford. That was a good recruiting class. You're right.
Right, yeah. So, like I said, a lot of hype. And I guess being from Indiana, like, I understood IU basketball had a lot of history and had a huge fan base. But, like, I never really bought into that. I grew up an Ohio State fan because of my dad. So it was like me coming to IU, becoming a Hoosier, really embodying that. I was like, wow, I'm like, I get it now. And as a result, it's like seeing her doing what she was doing on the broadcasting side. I was like, I kind of want to try this out. I'm a person who's like big into just getting my hands in different buckets and kind of seeing what sticks. So the summer after my freshman year, I had a marketing internship in Indianapolis, but I found the same internship that she did one of her summers, and I reached out to them, and it's like a showcase page. It's called Prep Ball Stars, and they basically said, hey, you can come on board and interview some AAU kids if you want. And I said, say less, like sign me up. So I went to AAU games and talked to little kids after they were done with their basketball games, and had a blast, and realized like this is something that I do want to continue. So I came back my sophomore year, literally started emailing everybody in the athletic department, and got in contact with a professor by the name of Galen Clavio, who's in charge. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I love Clavio.
Yes.
The long hair?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you know exactly.
He's the one who got
best.
me into, he's the best.
Yes.
Yep. I love him.
Okay, so we know, on the same page there. And he gave me the opportunity to cover IU wrestling. So I was a sideline reporter for a semester doing that, and definitely a challenge being thrown into a sport that I had absolutely no clue, like literally anything about. I had to go to the practices and talk with the coaches and meet the players, and like I didn't know what I was doing. But
I did field hockey.
Okay, so same page.
I was like, I don't know nothing about field hockey, but here we are.
Yeah, but you have to. It's like you throw yourself into the fire. You figure out, what makes you good at what you're doing. You just have to be adaptable. I think that's like the name of the game at the end of the day. But yeah, so he gave me that opportunity, and then COVID hit. So that was kind of where things switched up a bit for me. So we were sent home whole second semester back at home in Indianapolis. Same with, or I guess no, cap it at that, and then came back to IU my junior year, but it's just like no in-person opportunities. So then that's kind of how I got into the social media space. So I started an internship with Athletes First out in LA, and was doing a little bit of their social media for not only the brand, but for their athletes. So like a lot of their brand partnerships and deals that they were doing there. and thought I was going to go in that direction after I graduated and just stay with A1. But I took a job with Oracle because at that time it's like I had all of this marketing experience, and that resume was definitely positioning me better for a full-time post-grad job than the sports reporting was. But knew my heart still was in the sports reporting world, so I was like, I'll just come back to it at some point. I was 6 weeks into my job at Oracle and I got laid off. And yeah, it was came with a huge
that door
surprise.
shut real quick.
No, but for good reason though. And that same night that I got laid off, I was literally in Austin, Texas, where headquarters are, looking at apartments with my mom, like fully prepared to move down there. And that night the night after I got that call, we were just, chatting. I was like, okay, what's next? Because I felt like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm behind now. All my friends have these jobs and they're moving on with their lives. And I'm kind of like set back 6 months. And she's like, well, like you have this interest in sports reporting and you have this experience in social media. Like, why don't you figure out a way to combine the two? I'm like, okay. So I started at Bailey Jackson Sports and haven't stopped posting, and 3 years later here we are. So.
You're so good at what you do though. Like,
thank you.
I can tell you have such a drive about you because you're consistent, and consistency is the number one thing it's one thing I struggle with, and I think a lot of people do, is like sometimes you wake up and you're like, I just don't want to do it today.
Oh,
or you're like, oh, how do I make a story out of this? But you're really good at what you do, and
thank you.
I think you are helping to pave the way for a lot of other women too in the sports media world, because you see that, I'm sure you've seen too, the change from traditional sports reporting to now everybody's going digital. So if anything, it seems like you got a head start.
Yeah.
Which is crazy how that works out.
Exactly. Because I guess for the longest time, I always felt like I was behind the curve. And like whenever somebody asked me like, well, what would you do different? It's like start earlier. But in like reality, nobody was really doing that 3 years ago either. So I guess it's kind of like perfect timing at the end of the day, because like you said, now everything's shifting into a digital space, and you see so many more folks get on Instagram, TikTok, and start doing that social media reporting that I'm doing, and that so many other people are doing. So it came at the right time, honestly.
And you played sports growing up. I did too.
Yes.
5'5" over here. So I always say, I'm like, the WNBA was not going to be in my future. Don't laugh, Mom. Shut it. But you, and also I read too an interview that I forget, maybe it was with Oracle, how you said you like covering football, watching basketball, playing golf.
Yes.
I love covering football, watching basketball, and playing basketball. Okay. So what did you learn about playing sports that helped to influence the way that you think, you talk, and you cover sports now? Did it influence you at all?
That's a good question. I guess definitely gave me the knowledge and the confidence to go into the job and be like, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about. I guess in terms of like transferring skills, we kind of touched on it before, just like drive, determination. And I feel like being an athlete, you have to be able to kind of push yourselves past those moments where you might not want to get up and, shoot hoops and, whatever, train, lift, run, whatever it might be for your sport. So that being instilled in me at a young age, and then kind of transferring over into the reporting world, I think has definitely helped me. But like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like really just the knowledge of the game has definitely made a impact now that I am where I'm at.
Yeah, and especially the time now. So IU sports, I want to shift a little bit to IU/Colts/ being a Hoosier in sports right now. So IU sports, Hoosiers, we're outside right now. Let's talk about the Colts first and foremost. So they're 8-3 on the season right now, which is really exciting. When you look at the Colts' overall performance this season, offense, defense, coaching, consistency, what is something that you feel confident is not a fluke? Something that you feel like, okay, we can feel good in this about being a Colts fan? And what's something that worries you a little bit? Because for me right now, I think, it seems like they have an identity that they haven't had in a while, especially since Andrew Luck was there. But, the quarterback situation is a little scary with Daniel Jones being injured. Who knows what AR is up to right now?
Yeah, I don't even want to know.
So how do you feel about the Colts right now? What do you feel good about? What are you a little still on the fence about?
Yeah, I think that the Colts in the past, and I've said this before, they play to the team. They play to the level in which the team that they're playing is at. And that's what worries me because their schedule hasn't been the strongest this season. They've played some weaker teams, some teams that aren't necessarily as good as we might have thought, or we just knew they weren't going to be that level. So we saw it with the Chiefs this weekend. It's like that was a good test for them, where obviously it was an overtime loss, so they held it out for a really long time and they were looking good for a while. But it ultimately came down to a field goal, which is I can't say too much about that because it
So
was
mad.
it was a bad loss. But like I said, the Chiefs, for example, being a team with obviously multiple Super Bowls, rich playoff history, maybe not looking the best this year, but they're still the Chiefs at heart. So I want to see more of that from them, where they're put in more tough situations with teams that we know have a history of being really good. I guess other things that I'm looking at, I feel like it's a really complete team this year. Daniel Jones does make me nervous a bit. I've said many things about Daniel Jones in the past. But I have a lot of confidence in him. I have more confidence in him than I do in AR.
1,000%.
Yeah. So I would much rather see him on the field and we just get whatever we get from him than try to go with, plan B. I think coaching's been solid. I've loved the addition of Shane Steichen the past couple of years. And I love the addition, or not even addition, but just Carly, the now owner, Carly Ursay.
I'm obsessed with Carly
Yeah.
Ursay. I love her being on the sidelines. I'm like, I want to interview you. She's such an inspiration.
Yeah.
She's killing it. And
Yeah.
she's not in your face annoying either, because when you see owners like Jerry Jones who are all over the team, it's like, can you just get him out of the freaking way? Mm-hmm. But she seems cool.
Very, very bought in. And I like that she is right there on the sideline. She's asking what plays are being run, why they're being, why they're doing a certain play. I was speaking to my friend Nick Cross, who's a safety for the Colts, and he's spoken to how great Carly is and why he likes her as an owner. So it's also great to see that not only is she bought in, but the players are bought into her too. And I think that's also what's making this team a lot more cohesive than it has been in years past. It's like everybody just kind of seems to be on the same page.
And it doesn't seem like she's trying to boss anybody. Like, she's not
Absolutely
trying
not.
to come in and be like, this is my team and I own it and do
Right.
what I'm saying. It seems like she's trying to be on their level too.
Right. Let
which I think
everybody
takes-
play their role, which is
Yes.
important. Very
Yeah.
important.
So Danny Dimes, well, I guess now Indiana Jones.
Yes.
He's injured. Regardless of the injury, where would you put him in the rankings of top quarterbacks in the NFL? Is he top 15 for you?
Are there 14 quarterbacks? But
There are 14 quarterbacks. Top 10, top 20. Where are you putting little Danny Jones when he's healthy?
oh my gosh.
Honestly, he surprised me. When the Colts picked him up, I was like, oh, God. But I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, definitely I'm swallowing my own words, biting my tongue type of situation, because at the beginning of the season I definitely was saying some other stuff about him. But yeah, no, he's definitely surprised me. I don't know where I'd rank him in the league. I would say top 15 is fair. I wouldn't put him bottom 15. But I don't know where I'd say he ranks 1 through 15. Top 10.
Would you put him above Sam Darnold?
No.
Would you put him above Jameis Winston?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe like he's not top 10, but he definitely makes top 15. I don't know. I'm gonna place him like 12. I just don't know in my
12.
head right
That's a
now.
good number.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where or who are the other 11 before him. I'd have to sit down and really think about it. But yeah, I would give him that.
Okay, he's like above the two Sam Darnold.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Above 2 for sure.
He's like tier 2. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. Well, I do have to ask you about, so the investigation into the game post-Chiefs loss, how everybody, I don't know if you saw it. I was Googling, like, obviously things, and people were mad about the calls that were being made. And I'm not somebody who has my head in the clouds. I've always been like, the refs are in on it at some point. So, not always, but on a scale of like 1 to that's never happening, how likely do you think it is that something is going to be done by the NFL in terms of like bad calls? What confidence level do you have in the NFL doing anything?
minimal.
Easy. Next question. Same. I'm like, I know nothing's going to happen, but okay. IU football. Let's talk about IU football. So them being good feels like it should be illegal.
Yeah.
I've heard that people like go online and they'll pay for witches to do curses on people. Do you think this is like, why is IU football good? Do you feel like somebody like put a good curse on the team?
Oh, it's 2 words, Kurt Signetti.
Kurt Signetti?
Yes. I mean, him coming to IU has been the biggest blessing to IU football, honestly. Because, I mean, prior to him, we haven't seen the success ever.
No. Tom Allen was a good vibe.
Great vibes. I know players loved him.
Players loved him.
But you can't just be great vibes. We need to see winning. We need to see winning records.
Yep.
And trophies and something to account for the good vibes. And we weren't seeing any of that with him, unfortunately.
So is there one player that you feel most confidently about that they've brought this energy to the team? Or do you feel like it's just coaching as a whole?
No, they definitely have a talented roster. So I would say, like, yes, Kurt has played a huge role. And I think I say Kurt as kind of like the overarching theme because he brought a lot of folks from JMU over and they have made an impact as well. But like I said, their roster just in general, being paired with the coaching is what the success has been driven by. Player-wise, thank God Mendoza's not at Cal anymore and he's with us because he has been a difference maker. Watching Omar Cooper Jr., he's been insane as well. Knowing that he's a kid from Indianapolis too is also really inspiring. So I love rooting for him. But yeah, those are the 2 players that are probably on my highest on my radar for IU right now.
So basketball, I won't lie, I personally haven't watched really much at all any college basketball. Have you watched any?
I'm just now getting into it. I've been so locked in on football.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, the IU Hoosiers are doing a good job, men and women, which is freaking crazy to think that the football team, the men's basketball and women's basketball are doing an amazing job. So I was going to ask you what you were most excited about for IU basketball, but I guess now it's just starting to watch it for both of us.
Honestly, it is. It's tapping in, seeing how the team's doing. We have a new coach for men's basketball, right? Because Woodson's out. So it's just seeing how he...
Well, they kind of needed that because the basketball hasn't been good.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, basketball's it's been a rocky, rocky path. But yeah, seeing how he fits into just IU as a whole, fits in with this team. I'm excited to see how that plays out. But yeah, I saw a graphic earlier today. It was like Michigan and Tennessee run like the college sports space because they have like women's basketball, men's basketball, and then football all ranked top 25. I was like, IU will be on that list.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, for sure.
Easy. We're calling it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Indiana versus Chicago, energy check.
Okay.
So, you live in Chicago now. How different is this? I don't know how involved you are in Chicago sports because I see a lot of your stuff and it's a lot of Colts, IU, Hoosier stuff. But from what you have experienced around here, how does the Chicago sports scene differ from the Indiana sports scene? Good, bad, or anything you've noticed that you're like, oh, I wish we were more like this, or I don't know. What's the Chicago vibe like?
I would say people are really ride or die for the Bears, despite what they've gone through, what they're currently going through. They're decent this year, which has been fun, and I know Bears fans have been ecstatic about what they've been seeing on the field. But yeah, like I said, Bears fans, they will ride for their team, and I respect that. Colts fans, same way, but I feel like not to the level in which they do in Chicago.
Right.
Outside of that, I don't know. I mean, Indiana kind of may have a leg up on Chicago for real.
Really?
I
Okay.
would say so. At least right now, like in terms of like the landscape of like, I mean, we just have so many good things going for us back at home. The Colts, I mean, not so much the Pacers right now, but
we do have Tyrese.
We do, yeah.
And Caitlin Clark, that's a good thing.
In due time, the Pacers will be better. I was having this conversation with my dad last night. The Pacers are the second worst team in the Eastern Conference. Their record's 2-15.
That's horrible.
They're ranked right there with the Wizards, actually, because the Wizards won last night, which makes me really, really sad. But they're riddled with injuries right now, so I have to give them a little bit of a break. But anyways, back to Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Chicago rivals Indiana. Honestly, like, we bring really good energy. There's just something different about Hoosier fans.
Yeah. And so living in Jersey, I will say New Jersey New Yorkers are very delusional about their sports teams because they're never good. I think that the Jets are just like a social experiment that they're trying to see like how much like heartbreak can people take.
Ugh.
Because when were the Jets haven't been good since what?
I couldn't even
Nam?
tell you.
Like what? I couldn't even tell you the last time.
Yeah.
So Chicago sports fans, would you say that they're delusional or they're just passion? Is it passion or delusion?
I'm gonna say passion right now. If you asked me last year, probably delusion.
Okay.
But yeah, passion. We'll go passion.
Passion?
For the
Okay.
sake of me not, I don't want to get hurt on the street. Because somebody saw this and they're like, she called me
That's
delusional.
Bailey Jackson. She said we were delusional.
Yeah, exactly.
Stab. No, we're not going to put that in there. Okay. Women in sports talk. So next section. So, and I want this to be, of course, an open conversation, but as two women in sports, what is one thing that you think people don't realize about either being a woman in sports or just being in the sports media world that you've realized like, oh, wow, this is a big issue? Because at least for me, I don't think a lot of my friends realize that it's a 24/7 job. So I'll have friends hit me up on the weekends and they're trying to talk to me or hang out. And I'm like, do you realize like the weekends are sometimes the most busiest time? Or even, you know, having another job or whatever it is. I don't think a lot of people realize that sports media, it's 24/7. You got to be online, reading up on what's going on in social media. So what's one thing you've realized that people don't realize?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on just the time aspect of things. That's been, even just as I've grown in my career, understanding that I really do have to be way more invested than I think, or at least I thought I did. But for me, I would say, honestly, the negativity, especially in social media, like the online space in general gets very negative, no matter if you're, you know, a woman in sports or, you know, a woman that's an influencer, you know, in the lifestyle space or the beauty space or, you know, the gym space. Like there's always going to be critiques. And I think when you're in a male dominated field, the critiques are heard even more. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You've never played football a day in your life. Oh, just get back in the kitchen. Like you don't belong in this space.
That angers me so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're jealous because you were doing what you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's one of those things where I look at it as, if you want to leave that comment on my page, fine. It's engagement. Like a comment is going to boost my post on somebody else's page, and you're making me money at the end of the day. So like, keep it coming. If you want to be a hater, it's paying off for me.
Right. And
So-
also it's like, I like just leaving them there because I'm like, you're going to sit there in that and you're going to own it because now you look crazy.
Exactly.
And I go to your page and it's like, you're a husband, you got 3 kids, and then the bio will be like, I'm a Christian dad. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Right. But you just left something.
But you just left something wild on my page.
Exactly.
Okay. That's not adding up, but
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. The delusion of other people and just the the hateful comments. But you have to get a thick skin at the end of the day, and then I love what you put out. So, woman to woman, keep it up.
I appreciate it.
Was there a moment in your career when you were like, oh, this is for me?
I don't know. I feel like there's always been, like, I don't know if there's been a defining moment, honestly. There's definitely been times where I've doubted if this is like the right path for me, especially early on, where I'm just like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, and it's like things are getting like 30 views, and I'm like, okay, like, do we keep doing this? I would say maybe like the moment that I was like, oh, like I can do this, was when I got invited on my first brand trip, and I went out to Vegas for NBA Cup.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say the F1 that you just went to.
No,
okay,
no.
So this is even before.
This was like almost 2 years ago now.
Oh my goodness.
I went out to Vegas, and that was like the first time a brand had really recognized me. I think I had worked with, my first brand partnership came like some months ago with FanDuel. And I would say that's maybe on par with this one too, where it's like a brand recognizing me for what I'm doing and thinking like I'm worth investing in.
Yeah.
I would say like those moments, even to this day, make me confident and like really kind of, I guess, define the fact that I'm in the right space and I'm doing the right thing and that I'm like on the right track.
It's paying off.
Exactly.
When I was in college, I was doing broadcast journalism, and my boyfriend at the time was doing sports, and he was like, you should think about doing sports, because I told him, I'm like, I don't like politics, and I feel like this is all broadcast journalism. It's what's going on right now, or this place is opening up, and I was like, I don't really care about this stuff. I like being funny, doing media, and I love sports, and he was like, think about doing sports. So when I got into doing this, it was really overwhelming for me, because I'm like, I didn't grow up watching sports. Like, we'd had Peyton Manning and, Bob Knight throwing the chair, but even at that, I wasn't old enough to really know that. Because when was Bob Knight the coach? Long time ago, yeah. Yeah. So I just remember watching, like, highlight clips of him throwing the chair and stuff. But, like, we had Peyton Manning. But for me, that was overwhelming to think, like, to me getting into sports, I had to know all these stats and I had to know the history, which obviously now, is not necessarily the truth. You should know some of your history, but you don't have to recall how many touchdowns somebody had. It's more about your presence, your confidence. What do you bring to the table? Because we got our phones at the tip of our fingers and we can look up whatever we want. So if there's one piece of advice that you could give your younger self, or women looking to get into sports media, but they feel maybe like they're not good enough or they're not knowledgeable enough about the history, what would be your advice to them?
Take time to perfect your craft, but at the same time, don't put too much pressure on yourself to be perfect, because people like when you. I don't know if let me think about this.
No, you can think about this. Or what advice would you give younger Bailey?
What advice would I give younger me? Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. I feel like there were a lot of times where I wasn't necessarily put into a box, but was pushed into like a certain direction. And going back to what I said earlier, is like I'm a person who likes to try out a lot of stuff. Like I've always considered myself like a person of breadth, not necessarily depth. So just at a younger age, being more okay with putting myself in uncomfortable positions, obviously safe positions, but like uncomfortable positions that allow me to grow. I feel like I did a lot of that when I got to maybe like a little later in high school and college, but like even just earlier on, I wish I would have just said, hey, do it, try it, see what happens, and go from there.
I like that, yeah, because especially with like the wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would have known?
Who thought? Literally.
And look where we are now.
All right.
Okay, so we're going through this quickly. How long have we been talking for?
About almost half an hour.
Okay, not bad. Okay. All right, so this is called the Hoosier Hot Seat.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready.
No thinking, just one word answers.
Okay.
Or one sentence answers. Okay. IU football, legit or delusional?
Legit.
Colts confidence level 1 through 10.
8.
IU basketball in March, hope or heartbreak?
Heartbreak.
Favorite Hoosier sports memory?
Michael Penix's touchdown Penn State game 2021.
Yep. One Colts player you'd start a franchise with today?
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, yes, I love JT. Indiana food that should be illegal. I told Mom sugar cream pie and it broke her heart.
I've never had sugar cream pie. Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
So what's one Indiana food that should be illegal?
Indiana food that should be illegal.
Or something here that you're like, we just need to stop with this. Don't say ranch or we're leaving.
No. I'm keeping ranch. I'm keeping ranch.
Homemade ranch only.
Maybe like, this is controversial, but I'm saying this because I don't eat it, but pork tenderloin.
I don't like pork tenderloin either.
Yeah. I just don't eat beef or pork, so that can go.
But yeah, I don't like that either. I'm with you on that. Okay, most Indiana thing about you.
Most Indiana. Oh my God, I don't know. God.
She's a Chicago gal.
I love driving through like the back roads and like just having like the music on and windows down in the summer and you're just in the cornfields. Like I don't get to do that often at this point in life, but like I really did enjoy that. Like when I lived back at home.
I know. I do miss that. And I don't have a car up in Jersey, and I'm like, I just wish I could just play the music and same thing, just
Exactly,
scream.
right. Blast your favorite song. Nobody hears you except
Yes.
yourself. You can sound as bad as you want to.
Yes, exactly. Okay, your favorite song at the perfect transition, or your number one song at the moment.
Ooh. These are hard questions.
It's always the personal ones that get me. I'm like,
You're right. Oh my god, what is my favorite song? Oh my gosh. I don't know the name of it.
sing it.
Oh no. It's Olivia Dean.
Oh, come be the man I need.
No, it's a different one from the same album though.
Oof. I just butchered that.
It's like
Close your eyes, Mom. The dramatic eyes like this. I'm
trying to think.
What are the lyrics? You don't even gotta
It's
sing.
like-
What are the lyrics?
Oh god, no, I don't even know the lyrics. Basically, like, can I grab my phone?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
get-
play it because I'm really bad with.
Now I'm curious as to what this song is.
It's you definitely.
I love Olivia Dean. I'm seeing her next August.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I'm obsessed with her. I'm glad
She's so cute.
like making such a big name for herself
I
right
know.
now.
I love her outfits. How she's just so.
Okay, it's called A Couple Minutes. It's like slower.
I've not heard this.
Oh, it's so good. Let me skip to the chorus.
Play it. Let's see.
Okay. It's a vibe.
I would be getting ready to just.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Love it.
Such a good song. Okay. Shout out Olivia Dean.
Yes. Tiana's gonna be obsessed. That's my brother's wife. Okay. What zodiac sign is Indiana?
I don't know my zodiac signs that well, to be honest with you.
Either.
Um,
I was hoping you did.
I'm an Aries, so I'm just gonna say Aries. I don't know.
Okay, she's an Aries too.
Shout out Aries.
Wow, shout out Aries. Okay, who's your athlete you trust with your life?
I'm gonna say my friend Nick Cross. He's always got my back, so
He's sweet. I do.
he's the best.
Okay. One word to describe these Indiana cities.
Okay.
Caramel.
The best. That's 2 words.
Ah,
Okay, we can start over.
Caramel.
Spectacular.
Fishers.
Cute.
Gary.
Home. And I say that only because my family's from that side. It's like my mom's side of the family is from Gary.
So home. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cute. Muncie.
Skeptical?
Lafayette.
Trash.
Stinky. Bloomington.
Fun.
Cute. Boom. Okay. Easy. All right. One more thing before we go. Okay. No, that was literally it. Okay. Bailey, what has been your good call of the week? So, in honor of this being Good Call podcast, what was your good call of the week?
Good call of the week. Oh my god, I'm trying to think.
This is a hard question because whenever I think to myself, I'm like, what was my good call of the week? Mine this week was definitely setting boundaries
Okay.
with being on my phone. I feel like I get very overwhelmed, and I like being somebody who can do a lot of different things, but just because I can doesn't mean I should. Because I get overwhelmed, and then I'm like, and then I'm crash out mode.
No, I like that.
And then I'm like, I don't want nobody to talk to me. So mine was putting
Yeah.
boundaries of like, when I'm overwhelmed, put it away.
Put the phone down.
Yeah.
I hear you.
That was my good call. What was yours?
I would say my good call was going to spend some time with my dad. So he lives out in Naperville, which is about like 45 minutes outside the city. And I see him pretty frequently, like on a weekly basis. But we will do like holidays apart because my parents are divorced. So he's going to Ohio for Thanksgiving. And I was like, I really just need to go and spend some time with him because I could have just not and stayed at home, kind of like what I wanted to. But I was like, you know what? It's important to be, be present and just sometimes you do things you don't necessarily like have the energy to do. But I definitely enjoyed doing that, and that was for sure my good call of the week.
I like that.
Yeah.
You mentioned this, or you kind of maybe possibly touched a little bit on it, but was there a moment in your career where you felt like your faith really tested you, or a moment where you're like, I had to have a lot of faith in myself to accomplish this or accomplish that? What was a big moment for you recently where you felt like you had to rely on your faith?
I would say probably starting my show. That was just like a huge test from a lot of different angles. I think there was a lot of doubt there. It was like, am I doing the right thing? It was being pushed to go in more of a broadcasting direction at the time. And I was like, no, like I really want to focus on owning my own show and doing it on Twitch specifically. I was like, I really want to get into the streaming world. And just had a lot of people in my ear being like, we think this, we think that. So just kind of believing in myself and just sticking with what I felt to be the best decision for me. And then also just like, I mean, talking to my parents about it, talking to God about it, and just, like I said, making sure that was the right decision. But it's paid off for the most part. We're almost done with season 1. So
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited that I made that leap of faith and just did my own thing and stuck to it.
Good for you. Okay, could you share with everybody your podcast, where people can find you, follow you, whatever you want to promote, share it. Let us know.
Okay, so Bailey Jackson Sports, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. What else am I on? Twitter,
Twitch.
X. On Twitch, it's off the record _talk, and on YouTube is Bailey Jackson. But yes, off the record, we have an Instagram page too, off the record _talk. We're live every Sunday on Twitch, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific, because math is hard and I can't do the time changes ever. I get this wrong on the show every single time.
Coming here, I was like, so technically if we're 5 hours early, then it's only 4 hours behind. Yeah. Time be confusing me. So, absolutely. Okay. So 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay.
Twitch, every Sunday.
There you go. Love it. Well, was there anything else you wanted to talk about, or you felt like you wanted to go over that I missed? Anything you wanted to share? What else? What do you have coming up that is exciting for yourself?
What do I have coming up? Okay, so I think maybe by the time our episode is out, this will be out. So I'm co-hosting the Big Pod with Shaq. So when Adam Lefko steps out, he has asked me to step in to replace Adam. So,
what?
Yes,
That's huge.
Yeah, thank you. So we just filmed an episode.
This is exciting.
Last Wednesday in New York. I was there in and out so quick, and it was probably the best 24 hours of my life. But we sat down with Carmelo Anthony and Hassan Minaj. So great interview. It will be coming out, I think, December 10th, but I'm excited to continue doing some more episodes with him. So that's on the horizon. Very excited about that.
I literally, before I even knew any of this, I was like, when are you coming to New York?
Yeah. I was just there. I'm so sorry. I was so fast.
No, next, all I'm saying is move.
Oh my God. Okay.
When are you going to move? Come to the Jersey City side. I got all the hookups for you.
I appreciate it. I'm really considering, honestly, this might be my last year in Chicago. My lease ends in July, and I've been telling myself that I don't want to be a Midwesterner for life. Like, I've definitely enjoyed being in Indiana and Chicago, but like that's all I've ever known is Bloomington, Carmel, and Chicago. And I think going back to the point I made earlier, is just about pushing myself outside my comfort zone and growing. Like, I need to be in a different part of the country and explore and experience different things. It's like I can't experience everything in just 2 states. And I travel a lot, which is great, but that's so different than living somewhere else.
It is.
So there will be hopefully a time very soon where I make a move, and New York is on my list, like seriously. But so is Miami and Atlanta and Dallas and LA.
I'll tell you too, I've lived in Jersey for over almost 6 years now.
Yeah.
I love it. It was one of the best career moves that I've made, but I would be totally okay moving at this point to Miami.
Okay.
Because it's warm.
Yeah.
And tax reasons, but that's another side.
No, I get it.
Note, but like,
yeah.
You're always welcome to come to Jersey side. Like I said, you have a friend over there.
For sure.
But I would say moving is it's very you grow a lot
Yeah,
because you're away from family. You got to make friends.
Yeah, it's
You gotta figure it
definitely
out.
it's a leap, and then that you make a good point about making friends. It's like the community aspect, and that's what I've been keeping in mind about like just any of the cities I've been looking at. Is okay, well, where do I at least maybe know one or two people or to start off with, as opposed to like going to Houston where I know nobody, and you know it's like okay, well now we got to build from the ground up, and how do I make friends? It's like actually kind of scary making friends in your adult life, but
You're friendly though.
thank you.
You're sweet.
I'm like really reserved though, like
I can tell you're a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
I should be more reserved. I feel like I'm like, Mom, I can talk somebody's ear off, and half the time people are like, oh my God. But like, that's good though. I mean, and also you're 28, 29?
25.
You're 25. Girl, you're still young. You're so young. I'm 30, almost 31. So like, you're young. You got time to figure it out. You'll bloom. When I feel like when I moved, that's when I got out of my comfort zone. Because in Indiana, I never wanted to move, and Mom could tell you too. I never wanted to move. I was like, I don't want to change schools, nothing. And then as soon as I was forced to, it was like, oh, this is kind of fun. You meet new people, but wherever you end up, you'll do a good job.
No, I appreciate it. Might be New York. We'll see.
If you do, hit me up. But yeah, so Bailey, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for validating my Colts and IU delusion today. IU sports is up. Hoosiers are up. We're just the messengers, so don't be mad. My name is Mackenzie Salmon. Again, this is Bailey Jackson. This has been Good Call. Send this to a Hoosier who's also a little bit delusional about sports. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.